Hola gente, bienvenidos al canal, bienvenidos una vez más a una nueva edición de Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Hater. Esta vez toca jugar a una de las mejores ediciones que se ha hecho sobre Metal Gear. Una de las mejores de las secuelas, la mejor que creo que hay. No sé, para mi gusto, ¿no? Así que bueno, vamos a comenzar una vez más. Ahí vamos, gente. ¿Cómo están? Día martes. Bueno, vamos a por nueva partida. Oh, que se me quedó todo apretado. Se me quedó la aquí apretada. Carajo. Se me apretó todo sin querer. Bueno. Preparados para las cinemáticas, preparados para la acción, preparados para el sigilo, preparados para un nuevo Metal Gear. Vamos a jugar, vamos. Ojalá que las cinemáticas acá no sean tan largas como en el 2. La verdad que costó muchísimo pasar todas esas cinemáticas en el 2. Un Hideo Kojima que la verdad se emocionó muchísimo con las cinemáticas en el 2. La verdad que exageró bastante, creo que está un poco obsesionado. Ese muchacho van a tener que operarlo del cerebro porque está está como psicópata con las cinemáticas. Así que bueno, acá vamos a jugar una nueva edición. Vamos a ver qué onda con el 3. Ojalá que no sea tanto como en el 2.
Approaching Soviet airspace.
20 minutes to drop off.
Commencing internal depressurization. Equipment check. Arm main parachute.
All right. You ready to go?
Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cav okay.
Good. We've got high visibility.
Como me encanta este juego, no me canso de decirlo, gente. ¿Con quién empezamos si no con Snake, carajo? Porque es lo que es lo que tiene que ser.
Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask. Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Como piltrafa más respeto, a uno de los mejores soldados que ha existido en la historia de los videojuegos. Si no el mejor, Más respeto con Snake.
Depressurization complete.
Checking oxygen supply.
6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch.
Sunrise.
External temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
Esa música de fondo, cómo te mete en el juego, por favor. Así como criticamos las cinemáticas, tengo que dar un super pulgar arriba con la música de fondo que tiene este juego, carajo.
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by. Status okay. All green.
Prepare for drop off. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Spread your wings
And fly. God be with you.
A volar, Snake. Oh, este es mi sueño, este es uno de mis sueños, lanzarme en paracaídas hacia el vacío. Por Dios, cuánta adrenalina.
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the virtuous mission.
Virtual mission.
No, the virtuous mission. The future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission.
Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles. His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB-754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top-secret weapon research facilities, and the East's foremost expert on weapons development.
Sokolov? Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin into orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story, so why do you want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid?
Call it a crisis of conscience.
And for that, he left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the West. We used a mole to get the family out first and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly afterwards. I was the one who conducted the operation.
The security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then. Then what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to say anything coherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
October the 16th, 1962, President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba. The President demanded that the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down, instead placing their armed forces on secondary alert. Soviet transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial channels to end the hair-trigger standoff. Finally, on October the 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba, and so the world avoided a nuclear holocaust. But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic value whatsoever to either the US or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
Sokolov. They wanted us to return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea. We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice. President Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's demand. The next day, I got Sokolov out of the hospital, handing him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my sight. Then a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov?
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of
Bueno, vamos Hideo Kojima, no te copes con las cinemáticas. Será más corta. Está explicada el detalle de esto no se puede quejar nadie, pero se emociona demasiado con las cinemáticas. A pesar de que son buenas cinemáticas. Eso sí. Todas
Talking
tipo
about
películas, así
secret
con
weapons,
imágenes
Soviet
reales.
Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Pero,
Sokolov's still in the
pero,
facility.
siempre hay un pero.
No,
Se emociona
according to our
demasiado.
intelligence, he's in Selino-Yask, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the
Más allá
west,
de
as well
eso,
as the Virgin Cliffs.
no le puedo quitar el me encanta a este juego. Me encanta, me encanta, me encanta.
Nice name for a virtuous mission.
They moved him there just recently.
Why?
Apparently,
Y me quiero imaginar que no soy el único.
weapon, but it's our best
Hay
chance to
muchísima
get it
gente
back.
que es fanática de este
This
juego.
mission would never have been possible if he was still in the research facility. This is our last chance. Sokolov must have known that.
Bueno, mientras hablan acá, gente, y hablan y hablan. Bueno. Quiero preguntarle cómo están ustedes. ¿Cómo están el día martes? ¿Cómo han pasado el día? Hoy no se congeló. Ah, no, no se congeló. Ahí está. Bueno, terminó ahí. Ya, seguimos cayendo. Vamos a empezar. Por fin. Mira cómo viene, mamá. Parece un misil, como viene. Cómo me encantaría hacer esto algún día. Es uno de mis sueños, largarme en paracaídas. No me quiero imaginar la cantidad de adrenalina que se siente. Ay, podemos cambiar a la visión ahí. La adrenalina que se debe sentir largarse así, por Dios. Debe ser lo mejor. Una de las mejores cosas de la vida.
Once we've confirmed the rescue of Sokolov, stand by at the recovery point. A recovery balloon will be dropped at that point. Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes. Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat-proven.
El cara cortada es este.
The shock will be less than during a parachute
Tú te
jump.
llamarás
The arm can
cara
lift up to
cortada.
500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat talent?
She's equipped with 2 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as 2 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
Even with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Home in time for dinner.
But if anything goes wrong, you'll be eating dinner, breakfast, and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
Qué sorpresa. Como siempre, un soldado se las tiene que terminar arreglando solo. Ahí vamos. Oh. El primer huascazo. Ay, se quedó el bolso ahí. Un paquete se quedó, no sé qué. Se nos quedó un paquete ahí colgado. Sácate esa máscara, Snake. Ahora sí somos nosotros. O eres tú, mejor dicho. Snake, David Hater. Bueno, vamos a empezar llamando como siempre, me imagino.
Do you copy? You're already in enemy territory, and somebody might be listening in. From here on out, we'll be using code names to refer to each other. Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as
Snake. A
Snake
partir de
from
ahora
now
te
on.
llamaré
You're
Snake.
not to mention your real name.
Snake?
What, you don't like
Snake.
snakes?
What do you mean?
You've eaten one before, haven't you?
In survival training.
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if I'd ever order one in a restaurant, but...
Be careful, you might not have a choice.
What about you, Major? What should I call you?
Let's see. I'll be...
Cara
I'll be
cortada.
Tom. Call me Major Tom.
Mayor Tom.
This will be a
Cara
sneaky
cortada, pongámosle.
You must not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is
Scarface.
the top unit's speciality. In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Great. Now I see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No, there's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Gotcha. Getting back to the subject, how exactly am I supposed to feed myself?
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your backpack.
Yeah, about the backpack. I lost it in a tree on the way down.
I see. Well, you'd better go back and get it then. You know where it is?
No problem. I can see it from here. It's stuck on a branch.
To climb a tree, stand in front of a tree that's covered in ivy and press the action button. I'll be monitoring your progress over the radio. We can't risk violating Soviet airspace, but I'll be in the gunship. My frequency is 140.85. I'll give you a call if I need to talk to you. If you need to talk to me, use the send function. Okay, Snake, go get your backpack.
Muy bien. Bien, allá vamos. Vamos a empezar, por fin. Vamos, vamos, vamos. Vamos, carajo. A ver. ¡Ay, no! Hay un vacío ahí. El vacío ahí que casi me suicido de entrada. Por acá no. Ahí por acá. Por acá tampoco. Bueno, es por acá. ¿A dónde está la...? Bueno, acá lo bueno que podemos cambiar, mover la cámara y mirar para todos lados. Que en el 2 no podíamos hacerlo. Si no apretábamos este botón, si no teníamos la mirada en primera persona no podíamos hacer nada, pero acá sí podemos hacer esto. Eso está bueno, eso está buenísimo. Bueno, a ver. ¿Por dónde vamos? No, acá no. ¿Para dónde entonces? Vamos para allá. Por acá no. Por acá. ¿A dónde está el árbol? ¿A dónde se enganchó? No veo nada, che. ¿Por acá? A ver. Ah, ahí está. Ya lo vi. Ya lo vi, ya lo vi. ¿Y ahora? Ah. Ahí está.
I see you've retrieved your backpack, Snake. To equip a weapon, it's necessary to take it out of your backpack. In the survival viewer, choose Weapon from the backpack. Your available weapons will be displayed in a window in the upper left. From that list, choose the weapon you want to equip and press the Enter button. For other equipped items, just do the same thing from Item.
Got it. Use the survival viewer backpack.
Yep, that's right. Survival is fundamental to this mission. After you've been out in the field for a while, your stamina will start to drop. If your stamina gets too low, it'll affect your performance. You won't be able to shoot accurately, for example, and your wounds won't heal as smoothly. Keep an eye on your stamina so you don't run out. To recover lost stamina, you can hunt for local flora and fauna. You can use either your tranquilizer gun or your knife to hunt.
My only weapon is a Mark 22 Hush Puppy tranquilizer gun?
That's right. It's been fitted with its own suppressor. However, the suppressor will deteriorate every time you fire. Once its durability reaches 0, the noise suppression effect will be gone. So don't get too trigger happy with it. The suppressor's durability is shown in the icon. Any weapons and equipment beyond what you're carrying now, you'll have to find as you go.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
Solo covert actions are standard Fox operating procedure. You can't leave any traces of your presence. No weapons, equipment, footprints, sweat, or bodily waste. The same goes for bullets and cartridges, too. Your presence in enemy territory is already a violation of international conventions of warfare. There aren't supposed to be any American soldiers in Russia. It could spark an international incident. You can't let anyone see you.
Estamos en
Can't let the
Rusia.
enemy know you're there. This is a stealth mission. You're a ghost, Snake, in every sense of the word. And there'll be no rescue if you're captured. The military and US government will deny any involvement.
Como siempre.
Then I'll just have to take care of myself, huh?
Negarán mi presencia como
I'm
siempre.
afraid so. You've been given a fake death pill for that purpose. SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it when you need to.
How generous of you.
Use it if you're taken prisoner by the enemy. It'll send you into a state of false death for a short time.
Fooling them into thinking that I'm really dead. So how do I come back to life?
Just take the revival pill.
You mean that thing they put in my tooth before the mission?
That's the one. But be careful. If you remain in a state of false death for too long, nothing will be able to bring you back. Remember that.
I'll keep it in mind. You said this was a solo mission, right?
Right.
I guess that means I can't count on any reinforcements.
Correct. The mission rests entirely in your hands.
A real one-man army.
Relax. There's a support team ready to back you up over the radio.
Who?
I'll introduce them to you. This time, survival is of utmost importance. The first member of the support team will be in charge of monitoring your physical condition, acting as a medic, so to speak, as well as recording your mission data. She's a member of Fox as well, and she's here on the gunship with me.
She?
Hello, Snake. I'm paramedic. Nice to meet you.
Paramedic.
As in a medic who comes in by parachute.
Aren't you going to tell me your real name?
Are you going to tell me yours, Mr. Snake?
My name, huh? It's John Doe.
John Doe.
And they call you Jack for short. You're a regular Captain Nemo.
A name means nothing on the battlefield. After a week, no one has a name. What's your name?
Jane Doe.
Very funny.
I wasn't joking, but I'll tell you my name only if you manage to make it back alive. My frequency is 145.73.
She's also in charge of recording your mission data. Whenever you want to save, send a message over the reserved save frequency, 140.96.
So saving lets me record my mission data.
That's right. It also records the state of your health.
Good to know.
There's one more person I want to introduce you to, Snake.
Huh?
Speaking of snakes, you remember the boss, don't you?
The boss.
A legendary soldier and your mentor. Actually, it was the boss that got the DCI's authorization in the first place. She's going to be serving as Fox's mission advisor.
The boss is?
She also helped me plan this mission. She and I were at SAS together.
Jack, is that you? How many years has it been?
Boss?
That's right. It's me. Talk to me. Let me hear your voice.
It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18
Oh, la tenía todo
hours.
recalculada. Che.
You've lost weight.
You can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can. I know all about you.
Really? Well, I don't know anything about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Why'd you disappear on me all of a sudden?
I was on a top secret mission. You didn't need me anymore.
But there were still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No, I taught you everything you needed to know about fighting techniques. I taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
How to think like a soldier? I can't teach you that. A soldier needs to be strong in spirit, body, and technique. And the only thing you can learn from someone else is technique. In fact, technique doesn't even matter. What's most important is spirit. Spirit and body are like two sides of a single coin. They're the same thing. I can't teach you how to think. You'll just have to figure it out for yourself. Listen to me, Jack. Just because soldiers are on the same side right now doesn't mean they always will be. Having personal feelings about your comrades is one of the worst sins you can commit. Politics determine who you face on the battlefield. And politics are a living thing. They change along with the times. Yesterday's good might be tomorrow's evil.
Is that why you abandoned me?
No, it had nothing to do with you. I already told you, Jack. I was on a top-secret mission. A soldier has to follow whatever orders he's given. It's not his place to question why. But you're looking for a reason to fight. You are a natural-born fighter, but you're not quite a soldier. A soldier is a political tool, nothing more. That's doubly true if he's a career soldier. Right and wrong have no place in his mission. He has no enemies and no friends. Only the mission. You follow the orders you're given. That's what being a soldier is.
I do whatever I have to get the job done. I don't think about politics.
That's not the same thing. Sooner or later, your conscience is going to bother you. In the end, you have to choose whether you're going to live as a soldier or just another man with a gun. There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
I follow the president and the top brass. I'm ready to die for them if necessary.
The president and the top brass won't be there forever.
Aquí en la comunicación, si ustedes miran la imagen ahí de Snake, no parece que fuera Snake quien está hablando. Se ve algo diferente por la luz que le dan a la nuca.
People aren't the ones who dictate the mission.
Then who does?
The times.
Parece otra persona.
Values change over time, and so do the leaders of a country. So there's no such thing as an enemy in absolute terms. The enemies we fight are only enemies in relative terms, constantly changing with the times. As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
And that's the way a soldier's supposed to think?
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
All right, but do me a favor.
What is it?
Call me Snake.
Snake. Oh, right. Your codename is Snake. It suits you well.
That's right. The legendary unit that the boss put together during World War II was a snake. The Cobra unit, a group of heroes that brought the war to an end and saved the world. As long as you've got a legendary hero backing you up, you'll be fine. Isn't that right, Snake?
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else I'd rather have with me. Oh, and one more thing, boss.
Yes?
It's good to hear your voice again.
Same here. After all, who knows if either of us will make it out alive? Snake, you are always best at urban warfare and infiltrating buildings. But this is the jungle. Survival is going to be key. Those CQC techniques I taught you are sure to come in handy.
CQC? Close quarters combat, huh? I've been in the Green Berets for the past few years. I'm probably pretty rusty.
Not to worry. I'll be here to help you remember. After all, this is your first actual survival mission. I'll be supporting you over the radio.
Where are you, boss? Next to the major?
The boss is communicating with us by radio from aboard a Permit-class submarine in the Arctic Ocean.
My frequency is 141.80. Call me if you need my advice on battle techniques.
Gotcha.
Your mission is to retrieve Dr. Sokolov. Dr. Sokolov is being held in an abandoned factory located to the north of your current position. Avoid heavy combat and don't let anyone see you. Don't forget that this is a stealth mission.
Bueno, ya podemos empezar.
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
Vamos, por fin. Bueno. A ver, ¿qué tengo acá? Tengo un micrófono direccional. ¿Qué más tengo? El cuchillo. Y el arma, y tengo otro cuchillo solo. Bueno, escogimos este cuchillo y el arma. Como de ahí, imagino que aprieto cuadrado como en la otra vez. Y... ah, ¿cómo hago para...? A ver. Ay, no. Bueno, ahí con ese golpeo. Ay, bueno, acabo de disparar al Pepe un tiro. Zona pantanosa de Dremuchig. A ver. Maripositas. ¿No se pueden comer las maripositas? Cocodrilo, dos cocodrilos. Oh, oh. Cocodrilos. No me hagan nada. Cocos. No me hagan nada, cocos. Uy. Paso despacito. Que los cocos me pueden comer. Ahí hay algo. A ver si puedo agarrar aquello. Bien. ¿No hay más nada por acá? No. Mejor me alejo de los cocos. No quiero que me coman. Uy, varios cocos ahí. Dejamos tranquilo, no lo molestamos. Acá tenemos una serpiente. Mm, a ver. Bien. Nomás enseguida nos vamos a hacer un sándwich de serpiente. Pero por ahora no. Por ahora, norte de Dremuchig.
Major, I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
They're probably KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
AK-47s and grenades.
Snake, your presence in Soviet territory is already a violation of international law. You can't let the Kremlin find out that the CIA and the American government are involved. Contact with the enemy is strictly prohibited. Don't engage them in battle either. This is a stealth mission. Got that?
The Major is right. The point of this mission is to sneak through the jungle without being seen. The success of the mission depends on how well you use your camouflage. Change your camouflage by selecting Camouflage from the Survival Viewer. The Uniform option lets you pick your uniform, while the Face option lets you change your face paint. Choosing camouflage that blends in with your surroundings will help you conceal yourself more effectively. Also, don't forget that anything that moves will stand out in the jungle. If you just stand up and run around like an idiot, you're bound to be spotted. But if you crawl instead, you should be able to sneak by without being noticed. You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the Camo Index. The Camo Index shows how well your current camouflage blends in with the surrounding area. The higher the value, the harder you are to spot, and vice versa. The key is to make yourself one with nature. Keep that in mind as you go along, okay?
Ok. Bueno, a ver. Vamos a cambiar nuestra... Vamos a cambiar nuestro aspecto. A ver. Acá no tenemos nada. Qué bueno que sale todo en castellano, loco. Está muy bueno. A ver. Acá. Me imagino que es. Ah, no. Acá no. Acá. Camuflaje. Bueno. Uniforme. No. Verde militar. Ese. A ver. Ahí está. Ese tenemos un 45%. Este corteza de árbol. am, bueno, puede ser, pero este de hoja vamos a poner. Ahí, ese un 45% y ahora hacemos para atrás. Y ponemos cara. Ponemos bosque acá. Ahí está. Ese está bueno. Bueno, pero los puedo dormir aunque sea o no. Sí, porque si no los voy a dormir no voy a poder pasar. A ver. Si no los duermo no voy a pasar. Y este puede agarrarlo, che. A ver. No, parate, Snake. Parate, Snake. Ahí está. ¿No lo puedo alzar, che? No. ¿Y con este qué hace? No, con este dispara. ¿Y con este? No, tampoco. A ver. No. ¿Qué hay para allá, che? Mirá, ya tenemos otra cosa para subir. ¿Habrá algo ahí arriba? A ver, voy a subir, che. Seré curioso, dijo el otro. ¿Qué hay acá? No hay nada. Ah, acá tenemos las... Estas papayas, no sé qué es lo que son. Buenísimo eso. Ese me gustó, está bueno. Y ahí hay otro, che. A ver. Ahí hay otro. Ahí está. Ahora sí. Lástima que no los puedo levantar, porque quisiera levantarlos. No sé en qué, en el 4 creo que se levanta los puedes levantar y sacarles algo a los soldados. No.
Radio, call HQ.
No lo había visto ese, che. acá es para subirse también. A ver. Acá voy a tener también papayas y esas cosas. Está bueno porque... A ver. No, acá no tengo nada. Papayas, ¿dónde están? No, acá no veo ninguna. No, acá sí me jugaron sucio porque no hay nada ahí. Ahí no, estoy por acá. Para allá. Estoy bien, che. No estoy mal por allá, No, no, es para allá. Ay, hay algo ahí. Buenísimo. No, está no. Este está acá. Ahí no, ¿dónde está? Me imagino que es por acá. Uy, ¿saben que ya me perdí? No tengo un mapa. Es por acá. Sí, porque ya está aquel otro que... Ahí está. Ahí está. Son la pantanosa de Dremuchig. Bueno, ya tengo... A ver. ¿A dónde está la comida acá? Detectar movimiento. Sensor detecta movimiento. No detecta objetos inmóviles. Al utilizarlo gasta pilas. Acá está todo menos la comida. No es como en el anterior. ¿A dónde está la comida acá? A ver. Mochila. Ah, acá está la comida. Ahí. Mochila. Bueno, ahí está lo que tengo. Pastillas muerte falsa, píldoras, sensor, detector de movimiento, sonido activo, puro. Y acá está la comida. Wow, una serpiente, qué feo. Pitón reticulada capturada viva. Todavía no se ha probado. Se desconoce su sabor. Y tenemos una góloga. A góloga, yo le digo papaya, no sé. Imagino que estas son ricas, no sé, se ven ricas. Después está esto. Que parece como una manzana, algo así. Pero bueno. eh, no sé qué probar, a ver. No sé si probar, tengo... Acá que tengo. Calor y mate, todavía no se ha probado, se desconoce su sabor. Vamos a probar una de estas, a ver. Está bastante buena, dice. Bueno, Recuperé un poco de energía, no tenía mucho. Ah, el arma está ahí. Está a 5 tiros, a 6 tiros de quedar sin el silenciador. Tengo que tener cuidado con eso. Uy, acá está el pantano de nuevo. Ahí hay algo. Para ir a ver. Nada por acá, che. Uy, es un camotín. Aunque esto lo puedo, a ver, con el cuchillo nada más. Uh, bien, bien, bien. Buenísimo. Y acá hay otra más. Balas. Bueno, esto iba para allá, ¿no? Sí, para allá. No sé si del otro lado habrá algo, pero vamos a ir por acá nada más. A ver si puede ser una mirada. Aparentemente no hay nada. Igual estaría bueno investigar, pero vamos a ir por acá. Ahí está, vamos bien, vamos bien. Lo que me mata es que no tengo un mapa visible, che, no tengo un mapa. Opciones, mapa, dice acá, a ver. Ah, ahí voy. Pero no tengo un mapa para... O sea, no tengo un mapa ahí para elegirlo y dejarlo ahí. No puedo. No, no puedo. Mostrar el mapa de la zona, dice. Pero no lo puedo dejar fijo el mapa. No, no puedo. Acercar el zoom, alejar el zoom. No, no puedo. No puedo. Acá hay más papayas, mira. Sí, pero el problema de las papayas es que si disparo mucho me voy a quedar sin... Yo creería que... Claro, lo que pasa es que tengo que ocupar el arma para las papayas. Y me voy a quedar sin silenciador, ese es el tema. Y con el cuchillo no las puedo bajar. Porque no tengo cómo subir a la planta. Así que bueno. Mejor las dejo las papayas esas. Papaya de hoyo. Ahí está. Vamos a preocuparnos por otra cosa. Más que por comida. Ah, si hay comida por todos lados, mira. Hay comida por todos lados. El tema es que... El tema es que acá me quedé mal. Yo vine por acá. ¿Cómo? No entiendo. ¿Y ahora tengo que ir por acá? Cartucho lleno, dice. Uy, acá sí que me compliqué. ¿Cómo es? ¿Cómo es acá? Por allá no hay camino. Acá empecé. ¿O cómo es la cosa? ¿No por acá será? Ah, no. Acá. A ver. Decime que te puedes subir, Snake. No te puedes subir. Y acá si me largo me caigo. Es que no hay otro camino. Me cacho. ¿Y ahora cómo hago? Vine por acá. Acá no tengo salida. Se larga ahí y se muere. Y no, es por acá. Por allá no es porque no hay salida ya. Por acá tampoco porque no hay salida. A ver. A ver el mapa. Claro, no me volví, no sé qué hice. Me volví mal. Todo el camino me volví. Tengo que estar mirando el mapa permanente. Un descuido mío. Bueno. Vamos, Nate, otra vez. Otra vez me equivoqué, perdón. A ver. Sigamos por acá. Acá van a aparecer los soldados hace rato. Ah, no, todavía no. Acá está el pantano. Vamos a mirar el mapa de nuevo por las dudas, no me quiero equivocar. No, atravieso el pantano y sigo de largo. No sé en qué parte me volví. ¿En qué parte me volví? No hay que ayudar a los cocos, hay que dejarlos tranquilos los cocos, ahí que tienen hambre parece, pero no me van a comer a mí. No voy a hacer su almuerzo yo. Norte de Dremo, chiqui. Vamos a ver el mapa de vuelta por las dudas. Sigamos bien. Sigamos subiendo. Acá empiezan a aparecer los soldados. Uy, la madre que lo tenía ahí. Creo que no haga falta. Ahí está el otro. Bueno, a veces sí hace falta que lo desmaye, a veces no. En este caso sí, porque el otro lo pasé al lado. Pero este creo que sí hace falta que lo desmaye, porque si no... Ahí no. Con esto no. Con esto. Si no me va a descubrir este otro. Ahí está. Y ahí hay otro.
Who's that?
This is HQ.
A ver si vamos bien. No, ven, acá me estoy volviendo ya. Me la estoy mandando, tengo que ir para arriba. Por el otro lado. ¿Cómo carajo hice para volver? A ver. Es por el otro lado.
I think I saw something.
¿Para dónde tendría que ir acá? A ver el mapa. Ahora sí, para allá tengo que ir. Ahora sí voy bien. ¿Por qué me confundo tanto? Pero si no venía de allá. Por acá tengo que ir. A ver. Sí señor, por acá era. Por eso me confundí hace rato, hice un círculo y me volví. Me pasé esa parte. Igual acá tengo que tener cuidado porque estos están en alerta. Es medio difícil, che, apuntar con esto. Ahí está. No hay nada por acá, che. Vamos arriba despacito, a ver, porque no sale tan lejos. Ahí se van a encontrar los dos en el medio. Y viene el tercero allá. Vienen tres, ¿no? Vienen tres, que bajón, che.
What's wrong?
Ahí está. Párate. Bueno, me queda un tiro y se me acaba. ¡Ay! La conciencia. No contaba con eso. No. Me queda un tiro. Y es para vos, que estás allá. Vení para acá. Ahí está. Era para vos el tiro. Se me acabó el silenciador. ¿Y ahora qué hago? Uy, ¿a dónde está? Acá está este. Dormite pues. Ahí está. Hay un caminito para allá, a ver. Por el caminito. Ajá. ¡Uy! Espérate, dale. Subite. Ajá. Es así el tema. XM16E1. Sujétala en primera persona y apunta con el botón L1 desde el hombro. Alterna tipo de disparo botón triángulo y quita por silenciador. Pon silenciador con botón X. Bueno. Uy. No. Bueno. Este caminito me enseñó algo. Me enseñó que tengo que tener más cuidado. Bueno. ¿Por acá era? Sí, porque ya tengo el soldado y el puente. Honguitos. Esos honguitos también son comida, pero no son muy ricos. Rasvet. Vamos a encontrar una base, a ver.
Major, I've reached the abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being held. This place is a dump. I can't see Sokolov from here. The security is pretty tight. There are sentries posted around the perimeter. I wonder how many are inside.
Your objective, Sokolov, is inside the factory. They should be holding him in a room in the northeast section.
Northeast section. Got it.
Be careful. Your mission is to bring Sokolov back alive. He must not be exposed to any kind of danger. Do not approach Sokolov while in the alert phase.
Right.
Oh, and one more thing, Snake.
You mean there's more?
No, it's just that when you get to Sokolov, I want you to tell him something from me.
And that is?
Sorry for being so late.
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood. Beginning my approach to the target.
Bueno, a ver. Vamos a ver si rescatamos a Sokolov. ¿Saben qué? No tengo... Coloca o quita silenciador, dice. Ahí está. Le puse silenciador. Ah, ¿qué es lo que decía que tenía hace rato un arma? A ver. Agarré un arma hace rato. Vamos a la mochila, a ver. No. Arma, cuchillo de supervivencia. Acá. Arma 3 de 8. MK22, micrófono direccional. Acá. Detector de un sonido activo. Prismáticos. ¿Qué tengo acá? A ver. Oh. Acá tengo más armas yo. Esta. Ah. Esta que era yo hace rato. XM16E1. Micrófono. No, esto no. Un montón de cosas. Bueno. Acá agarré esta arma. Le puedo poner silenciador si quiero también. Pero no, mejor no. No, me quedo con la que estoy. Quería saber si la tenía ahí nomás. Acá como tendría que meterme, loco. Ahí tengo uno. Tendría que ver si puedo dormir aquel, a ver. Dormite, dormite. Te vas a demorar un poco, pero te vas a dormir.
Just my imagination.
Ahí está. Voy acá. No. Eso es lo que no quería. No sé cómo. Una vez que apretás el gatillo no sé cómo bloquear el disparo. O sea, cómo anular el disparo. Nunca lo intenté. Ahí está. Son dos y queda otro. Hay otro porque no eran dos solamente. Había más de dos. No me gusta ir por adentro, pero bueno. Acá está el otro.
Who's that? What's going on?
Oh, me apareció por atrás. Son una banda. Chao, fui. Me van a matar, me van a matar, me van a matar. Parate. ¿Ya está con todo eso? Entonces si eran todos los voy a matar. ¿O no? Sí, los mato, ¿eh? ¿Los puedo matar cuando están en el piso, che?
This is HQ. Patrol here. We've lost sight of the enemy. Commence alert formation. Acknowledged. The enemy is still nearby. Pursue and engage him.
Lo siento, pero tengo que matarlo. Y acá hay una víbora. De paso. Ahí está. Creo que no queda nadie más, che. Creo que eran todos. Bueno. Lo maté. Lo maté con mi cuchillito poderoso. A ver si esperamos. No. Uy, me la pegó. Y siguen viniendo, loco. Paren de venir, pues. Paren de venir. Paren de venir. Ya me matan ya. Oh, y siguen viniendo ya. Vení pues. Peleo con el cuchillo para no gastar bala. 3, 2, 1, 0. Dale pues.
HQ. This is HQ. Patrol here. We've lost sight of the enemy. Commence alert formation.
Lo hemos perdido, dice, pero estoy acá.
Acknowledged. The enemy is still nearby. Pursue and engage him. Who's that? Radio, get us some back.
Bueno, loco, al final. Mátenme, miro. Mejor mátenme porque si no. Vamos a estar acá 2 horas. Mátenme, mátenme, mátenme. No, parate. Me mataron. Era mejor que me mataran que... Ahí está, ahora vamos a hacerlo bien. Digo yo que lo vamos a hacer bien. A ver. Ese se va a ir. Y aquel de allá va a venir.
Just my imagination.
Ahí está, se cayó. De este lado no hay más nadie. Pero de este lado sí hay alguien. A ver. Allá. Ya te vi, pillín. Pero vuelta.
Huh? What's wrong? Who's that?
Me cago otra vez. No, cuando te descubren es un quilombo, loco. Venga pues. No se vayan. Sacar el perro de enfrente porque... Para que voy a correr. Para que voy a correr tanto. Y ahora, antes que se levanten, voy a investigar acá. Ay, no. Subite, pues. Igual me van a venir a buscar, pero bueno, no importa. Creo que esta va.
Lost the enemy. He must still be in this area. Find him. What's wrong? Who's that?
No se puede jugar tranquilo con estos locos. Desmayate, pues. Ahí está. Déjame encontrar al loco ese que está por acá, hijo. ¿Está escondido? Acá. Que está quemando revistas prohibidas.
You must be Sokolov.
Are you one of Volgin's men? You'll never get it from me.
No,
Sokolov.
I'm a CIA agent.
Vamos, Sokolov.
I've come to escort
Me
you
dejaron
to
el
the
cuerpo
other
con un
side of the
color
Iron
culpa tuya,
Curtain.
así que más vale que vengas con nosotros.
You're CIA.
Yeah. I was sent by Major Zero, the man who got you out 2 years ago.
Zero?
Sub-Zero.
I have a message from him.
What is it?
He said to tell you sorry for being so late.
Did he now?
What does it mean?
It means he's a man of his word. But we've got no time for this. You have to get me out of here before they arrive.
Who's they?
Colonel Volgin of GRU. You in the West know him as Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt? Never heard of him.
He's a member of the Army's extremist faction, a man who seeks to seize control of the motherland. Ever since the Cuban Missile Crisis 2 years ago, Khrushchev has been pursuing a policy of peaceful coexistence with the West. Despite resistance and criticism from hawks in the army and the provincial authorities, Khrushchev has managed to suppress the opposition so far. But the failure of his agricultural policies has put him in a precarious position. And on top of that, the tragedy last November.
President Kennedy's assassination.
Kennedy.
Precisely.
Maten a Kennedy.
Khrushchev has lost his biggest partner, and his power base is rapidly crumbling away.
No, a ver si me hacen una. A ver si me hacen. Me llevan preso por. ¿Cómo? Por atentar verbalmente contra la vida del expresidente Kennedy. Nada que ver, ya se enreda.
He has control over another secret weapons research facility much like this one, OKB-812, known as the Granin Design Bureau, and is using it to further his plans. But that is not enough to satisfy him. Now he's plotting to seize the secret weapon I have been developing here and use it as leverage in his bid for power. The intelligence says that they are going to make their move during the test. Then
Mueve las chanclas, pues, Sokolov.
Exactly. They wouldn't need that many men just to keep me inside. Their orders were to prevent Colonel Volgin from capturing me. Even if it meant killing me in the process, or so it would seem. Volgin will come, I'm sure of it. You must get me out of here before then.
Leave it to me.
By the way, your Russian is superb. Where did you learn to speak it?
From my mentor.
Is that so? America's truly a frightening country.
Having second thoughts?
No. I have no love for this place. Let's go.
Oh, sonamos. Empezar a hablar.
Major, this is Snake. Sokolov is safe with me. He's doing fine. No injuries.
Good work, Snake. Now hurry up and get Sokolov to the recovery point. We'll rendezvous with you there.
Roger.
What about the sentries?
I had to kill them. There's no other way. But no one will know we were involved.
I see.
What about the boss?
We lost contact with the boss some time ago.
What happened?
It's probably just a weak signal. Just hurry and get Sokolov out of there.
Bueno, fue cortito, menos mal. Pero había energía ahí adentro. ¿No la agarré? En esa habitación había energía. O al menos eso mostró la cinemática hace rato. Se pone la mano el Zócalo, como si fuera a defender de las balas con las manos. ¿Qué es lo que hace? Hace un poder, ¿qué no? No hay nadie. Uy, hay alguien ahí. Parecía un niño rata ahí. Ah, no, este. Era un ninja eso. Es un ninja, cuidado Snake. Oh, oh, estamos rodeados.
So this is the legendary boss.
Huh?
Huh? We meet at last.
Oh. Este me hace acordar a un personaje de King of Fighter. Que no me acuerdo en este momento cómo se llama, pero hay un personaje en King of Fighter, no sé si es en el 3 o en el 4, que es parecido a este.
Soldier?
El chico boina. Más ruso no puede ser, ¿eh?
He's the Ocelot commander.
That's Major Ocelot to you. And don't you forget it.
Ocelot. Just quito.
Sokolov is ours. Now get out of here.
And Ocelot never lets his prey escape.
What?
Vamos a matar a todos. Con esa armita. Con esa armita chiquitita. Sí, parece de juguete la armita. Buena, le pegó de rebote. Solo mató nomás. La boinita.
I can't say it feels good to kill a comrade, even if it is for the Gru.
Sokolov, take cover.
Huh. You're not the boss, are you?
Es un gato. El hombre gato. Cayeron otros más. Mi profesor GRU.
What is that stance? Huh. That gun. If you're not the boss, then die.
Sale disparando el otro.
Shoot the other one.
Sale y dice que puede, dijo el otro. El Ocelot se fue a la miércoles. Borracho. Ah, no, le dispararon un dardo. Tenía un dardo clavado en el brazo. Chao la ermita. Saltó la bolita. ¿Dónde va la bola?
You ejected the first bullet by hand, didn't you? I see what you were trying to do, but testing a technique you've only heard about in the middle of battle wasn't very smart. You were asking to have your gun jam on you. Besides, I don't think you're cut out for an automatic in the first place. You tend to twist your elbow to absorb the recoil. That's more of a revolver technique.
You filthy American dog.
Americano de mierda. No te metas con Snake, eh.
But that was some fancy shooting. You're pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pensé que íbamos a pelear contra él, che. Va, lo terminó venciendo así nomás. Pensé que peleábamos contra ese. O me falla la memoria.
I read you. Snake, you alright?
I've run into a few snags. These guys were after Sokolov too. Apparently they were taking orders from a GRU colonel named Volgan.
A GRU colonel?
Part of an internal Soviet power struggle, according to Sokolov. Something between the KGB and GRU. Between Khrushchev's supporters and Volgan's.
Sokolov was being guarded by the KGB and hunted by GRU? Snake, it sounds like this could be even hotter than Cuba.
I don't like it. Something about the whole thing stinks.
I agree. You'd better hurry.
Sokolov ran off by himself, but I'll catch up to him.
We're counting on you.
Salió cagando el otro. Bueno, acá, ya que están todos durmiendo, voy a volver a la habitación porque me parece que había algo en la habitación, a ver. Yo vi energía, o me parece, o vi mal, che. No hay nada. A ver. acá. No, en esta finita no puedes sacar nada, en las anchas nada más. No, che, vi mal. Vi mal, vi mal. No hay nada. Bueno. Acá tampoco hay nada. Acá hay algo. Eso. Están todos desmayados. Bueno, supuestamente es por acá, ¿eh? Supuestamente es por acá. Pero antes de irnos... A ver acá, che. Un pajarito. Acá puedo cazar pajarito. No, pero no me da para matar a un pajarito. No sé para qué me subo acá. Bueno, no importa. Vamos a guardar acá arriba. No. Vamos con la chica, vamos a guardar. No, esta era para guardar, para médico.
I see you caught yourself a reticulated python. The reticulated python is said to be the longest snake in the world. The biggest ones can grow up to 10 meters in length. Although they're not poisonous, they're still very dangerous, so be careful around them. They have a highly ferocious temperament, and they can swallow whole, even large animals like deer and pigs. Their most distinguishing feature is the mesh pattern of their scales. This pattern acts as a highly effective natural camouflage. If you think there might be a reticulated python about, pay close attention to your surroundings. Otherwise, you could get bitten before you even know it's there.
Right. But how do they taste?
Huh?
Do they taste good?
You're actually going to eat one.
Why else would I be asking?
Cannibal.
What was that?
Can you?
Nothing. Let's see what the guide says. Ah, you're in luck. It says they taste pretty good.
Dice que son muy ricas.
Wait.
Bueno, pero no era lo que yo quería. Yo quería guardar, loco. Ah, acá es guardar. Nada que ver.
Saving the game, Snake?
Sí, pues. Guardamos. Guardando. Y ahí está guardado. Bueno, gente.
Hey, Snake,
Eso ha sido todo por ahora. Espero que les haya gustado el video. Esto fue Metal Gear Solid 3. No me acuerdo el título porque estaba en inglés. Pero bueno, esta es la tercera parte, ya estamos acá. Este es la primera edición. Así que bueno, espero que les haya gustado el video. Si les gustó denle like, suscríbanse, activen la campanita y bueno, y acompáñenme que vamos a seguir hasta el final. Y después de ahí seguiremos con el otro y el otro hasta donde pueda llegar. Bueno. Nada, gente, les mando un abrazo gigantesco. Cuídense mucho, pórtense bien y no se olviden, sean felices. Nos veremos en el próximo episodio de Metal Gear Solid 3. Hasta siempre, gente. Chau, chau.
Dr. Shirazawa develops a new type of weapon, but meanwhile, Godzilla is getting closer and closer to Tokyo, obliterating everything in its path. It was originally a Japanese movie, but they made an American version, too. I recommend seeing the original Japanese one if you ever get the chance. It's mostly mindless fun, but it's also got a serious anti-nuke message as well.
Where can I see the original?
You'll just have to go to Japan.
Really? That's too bad.
Well, if you wait 40 years, you might be able to see it in America, too.
Why's that?
2004 will be Godzilla's 50th birthday.
You think they're still going to be making Godzilla movies then?
Of course! Everybody loves Godzilla.
You sure know a lot about movies.
I don't suppose you're the movie-watching type, are you?
Not really.
Okay, then I'll tell you everything I know. When the going gets tough, movies can save your life. It's always good to be able to look at things from a different perspective when you get in a jam. That's the magic of movies.
No kidding. Well, I guess it might at least make a nice distraction.
That's the spirit, Snake. Have a little fun.